Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well. You amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. I've got to do a video now. You're looking absolutely amazing. You beautiful person, you. And yeah, I've got to do this video. I don't want to do this video. I really don't. I can't stand doing this video. I'm gonna really hate it. It's gonna make me want to smash the screen. But let's just do it. It's Ashley Butfield again, and she's talking about a twisted glimpse inside Koberger's life before and after Idaho student murders. I can't tell you whether I'm going to make it all the way through, because I will tell you now, I have not watched this video, but a lot of people have reached out and said, look, you've got to watch it. You've got to watch it. So we'll see how far we can get through it, and just touch on what she's actually saying and see if we can get through it together.
Banfield, and this is Drop Dead Serious, and this is an episode that is going to be kind of by the seat of my pants. If you're
Like everything she does.
listening on the podcast, I'm going to highly recommend that you go and you watch this on the YouTube version of Drop Dead Serious, because I'm about to fly through dozens and dozens of photos that I just got my hands on. And to my knowledge, most of these have never been seen before of Brian Koberger. These are photos that were pulled from his phone by forensics experts, Heather and Jared Barnard. They were hired.
Who are people who you can definitely 100% trust. Absolutely. Absolutely. As long as you completely disregard the Karen Reid case, for instance. Don't think about that. Don't think about that. But these are people who you definitely trust, that are currently going all over the place, all over media and mainstream media, and just spouting. And they're actually saying things that literally goes polar opposite to what the actual lead prosecutor in the case was saying. But just forget about that.
By the investigators in Moscow to pull all of the data from Brian Koberger's electronics, his laptop, his phone, whatever they could find. And they told me about this a while back, but now I'm seeing it firsthand.
Told me about this a while back. That's quite interesting, isn't it? So again, you've got a situation where you've got Cy Ray, gagged to fuck, can't say anything. People still coming to the comments saying, "No, he can't talk, can't say anything." And then you've got literally in that statement there, Ashley Butfield claiming that Cellbrite had told her about the stuff on Brian Koberger's phone a while back. Now, that could mean that it was a while back after the plea deal, after the gag was lifted. My argument there would be that I know that if they were able to bring this out and speak, if she was able to come onto the screen and speak, then she would have done so immediately. That would have been breaking fucking news. Do you know what I mean? But this would indicate to me that they had spoken to her. She was speaking to Cellbrite while they were gagged. That's just my interpretation of that little snippet there. Let me know what you think.
He told me on my News Nation show, Banfield, that he took so many selfies and never sent them to anyone, never shared them. They were just for him. Didn't post them, didn't do anything. They were just for him. And I got to...
Because that's fucking weird, isn't it? Let me know down below in the comments if you've ever taken a photograph on your phone that was just for you. Just for you.
Weird feeling when they told me that, but it compares nothing to the sickness I feel when I see many of these selfies. And when you see them, you're going to understand why I said that. Some of the faces he makes in some of these pictures it's just the face of a monster. And some of the ways he admired.
I just want to pause it there. The face of a monster. Ooh. The face of a monster. If you want to screenshot that, you can. Oh, the irony.
Self is just so appalling. And also his physique, the way he just, I don't know. He's so vain, and he, for some reason, thinks his physique is fabulous.
And how the fuck do you know that he thinks his physique is fabulous? How do you know that he thinks it's fabulous? It's a photograph. He's taken a photograph of his body. He's someone who used to be big, and he has gone into a regimen of eating clean, exercising, running, doing fitness, being fit, and now he looks at himself where he is no longer big, no longer overweight. So he's proud of what he's done. Fuck me. Don't, whatever you do, lose weight and become proud of what you look in comparison to what you used to look like when you very likely used to get fucking bullied for it. So he's overweight, gets bullied, he loses all the weight, gets fit, eats clean, and then you've got twat fucker who's now telling him that his fucking physique is what, disgusting again.
In these pictures, and really knowing what we know about him, it is so shameful and sick to see him.
Let's just put this into context. What we know about him, we know that he was accused of doing a quadruple homicide and he pled guilty to it. What we also know is that his guilt in this crime has not been proven publicly beyond a reasonable doubt. No matter how much fucking information that comes out, the more information that comes out, the more questions that are raised. More questions, not proof, not evidence, but more questions. There's supposed to be 51 terabytes of evidence. Yeah, all of the information, all of the docs. So again, I haven't been covering the docs. And do you know why I haven't been covering the docs? Because there's fuck all in them. There's nothing in them. Nothing. There's nothing that we don't already know. All we get is snippets that seem to suggest that there was blood found in people's houses that was fucking ignored, odd behaviour, people around this crime who were offering each other fucking alibis. But you have got Brian Koberger who has admitted guilt. Now, he may have admitted guilt because he done the crime. I will say, yeah, he could be fucking guilty. The issue is people will and have done in the past and will do in the future admit to crimes they didn't do in order to avoid being killed or if there is other leverage applied upon them. That's not bullshit. That's not conspiracy theorist. That is fucking fact. Now, is it a fact that Brian didn't kill these people? No, it's not. Is it a fact that he has not been publicly shown to have 100% done this crime? That's a fact that hasn't happened. And what's also a fact is that there was an opportunity for the prosecution to leverage information out of Brian as part of this plea agreement because they seem to be in control of that. And they failed to do it and offered up a shit excuse for it, saying they didn't ask him any questions because they just thought he'd lie. Brian Koberger, where did you put the knife? Where is the murder weapon? Didn't ask him. Why didn't they ask him? Because they thought he'd lie. Well, how about fucking asking him, getting an answer, and then seeing whether he's lied? And if he's lied, then don't offer the fucking plea deal. Why offer a plea deal on a crime that you believe is a slam dunk case? You've got your man. Go to court. You're a state that believes in the death penalty, and this heinous, grotesque crime ticked every fucking box imaginable. You even spent $1 million on upgrading and perfecting your execution chamber that you then seemingly had no intention of using. Make that make sense.
Start right away by the one picture that stopped me in my tracks today. It's literally the face of Brian Koberger as the monster we all know him to be behind those dead eyes.
And again, this photograph, this here, I paused this video earlier on, didn't I? I paused this video and you saw the face of Ashley Banfield. I could put that face on a thumbnail and call her a monster and make it and say a story. We have no context of this picture whatsoever. For all we know, this could have been a picture that was about pulling a face, pulling your most gormless face and took a picture of it. Who fucking knows? Who knows? but we have absolutely no context. But I can guarantee that there'll be people in the comments around this that have pulled stupid faces and took a photograph doing it. And they probably haven't killed anyone. Let's see what she says about this.
Now he actually shows himself that way. I have no idea why he took this picture. No clue why, but there's a couple of different angles of it. Very
it's a
bizarre.
Smile. Again, in the context of things, this would look like he's having a laugh and a joke and messing about. That seems to be what's going on here. You can paint the narrative however you want, but I can't paint a narrative and say that this segment of photographs here was about Brian Koberger being evil, being sadistic, being hateful, being disgusting, when in this photograph he's literally looking jovial. Do you know what I mean? And if this was in the same batch of photographs, it looks like they were doing something fun. But of course that doesn't get views, does it? 177,000 fucking views on this shit. And this video that I do here will probably get 5,000 views because, first of all, people will see Ashley Banfield and they'll think, fuck that, I can't listen to her. But you won't listen to it. People won't be interested in it. But this shit goes out to 177,000 people, and that is the same situation as we spoke about in video 1 today with the Charlie Kirk narrative. The people who are horrible, disgusting, asshole, twat, fucker people get 177,000 fucking views behind them and push out this fucking horrible rhetoric that makes no sense. But then the people who try and balance the scale and say, look, in the same batch of photographs, this guy is showing a laugh, a smile, jovialness. And if that's even a word, probably not. Who gives a fuck? But do you know what I mean? But it just doesn't.
I mean, I guess we've all made funny faces, but knowing who he is, it's not funny. Nothing about him is funny anymore, especially knowing he's always alone when he's showing these pictures. Many of the pictures are taken in his bathroom, as we've already known from some.
I'll tell you what else is an absolute travesty. The fact that she has got a pod mic, USB wind muff on this mic. And this is not a Rode mic. That black thing comes off a Rode pod mic USB, and that is not a Rode microphone there. Shouldn't be on it. Shouldn't be on it.
Before, especially the infamous selfie that was taken right after the murder.
Again, the infamous selfie that shows Brian Koberg with a shirt on, the thumbs up, that if you look at multiple other selfies that Brian Koberger has done, all of them have got him doing this exact same pose. Standing, smiling, thumbs up. That is his signature pose. That's what he does. Again, this picture here is not indicative of anything except someone doing a picture with his thumb up, which he does in a multitude of pictures.
Where he gave the thumbs up, and we saw the Band-Aid on his ring finger, imagining that may have been because he cut himself during the murders. Well, in one of these new pictures, he's actually...
And again, I raised this and said he could, the injury, if he indeed was the person who done this crime, this injury it could have been. It really could have been. But also what we know is Brian Koberger is a germaphobe. He's got fucking OCD, all sorts, and he cleans his hands about 30 times a day. You can literally see in between his fingers where he scrubs his hands to death. In all honesty, that could have just been somewhere where he's scrubbed his knuckle that much that he's took a chunk off his knuckle. So again, unless you know the full context, you can only speculate. And speculation doesn't really help. It doesn't do anything. I just don't know.
Shirtless in his bathroom, and he's saluting himself. But what's interesting is that
which could just be an indication of I used to be fat. I have lost all of the weight. I'm fit. I eat healthy. Fucking good on me. Good on me. Look at me. No longer fat, and I'm pleased. I'm happy with myself. Could be. Do you know what I mean? Again, you don't know the context. You've just got a snapshot into somebody's life, and they're doing that. He could be doing it to Brent Kopacker.
Taken in December of 2022. That's either 4 to 6 weeks after, actually, it could be anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks after the murders. And when he is saluting, you can see his ring finger again. Weeks later, the Band-Aid's gone, but the wound is still there.
Which could indicate that he's still cleaning his hands, still washing his hands, and still doing the same shit to his knuckles, where he just cleans them so much that just doesn't heal. It won't heal because he can't stop but scrubbing his hands to death. Do you know what I mean? Could be. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it could be because we don't know the context of the picture.
The wound on that finger, on that knuckle, is still there. And I don't know if this happened during the murders. All I can tell you is that wound was bandaged.
I'm skipping forward.
And he was admiring his butt, or at least looking if his ass looked fat in those jeans. And the truth was his love handles were hanging out the hem, right? The waistband. There's a bunch more of those pictures too. Those dark jeans. And I don't know. I have no clue if he was ever photographing any of the pictures of the clothes that he wore for the murders. Likely.
Oh my God. Photographing the clothes that he wore for the murders. Really? He's looking at what he looks like in the mirror. So what if he's doing it, if he's literally thinking, does my ass look big in this? Who knows? But again, it's not indicative of anything. Doesn't show anything.
Clothes that he discarded, buried, or sank, or did something. He did something to get rid of the clothes that he wore at 1122 King Road that night. But who knows if he bought some special.
I'm skipping forward.
The camera or the mirror is going to reverse them. But he has all these codes that almost look like airline codes, like airline tickets. We haven't been able to figure out what the codes are.
Then you're an absolute twat bag. What these are is when he's joining different social media sites, which if you bothered reading the court documentation, you would see that they had mentioned different sites that he had been connected to. And this is how you prove that you are the person. So they will ask for a selfie. They will offer you a code. You have to do a code, do the current date, your name, as a sign of authenticity. So you are basically saying, I want to join your site. How do I join it? They say, right, upload a picture with this code, with today's date, with your name, so we can make sure that you're not a bot, you're not a computer, you're a real person, and you're who you say you are. And Bob's your uncle, Fanny's your aunt, and that's why you get this photograph. She seems to think that they're aeroplane. Maybe he was looking to bomb an airplane.
But a lot of these pictures, he'll snap of himself holding up a piece of paper like this with a date, his name, and one of these codes. And he snapped a whole bunch of these. See, there's one of them, right? With Brian Koberger, 07/11/20.
Bollocks. I can't watch anymore. Can't watch anymore. She's an idiot. Absolute idiot. I tried. I did try. I love you all to pieces, but some things just ain't worth it. Just not worth it. Absolute bollocks. And I promise you now, I am never, ever, ever, ever going to watch another video of this individual. Never. Never, ever, 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 ever. And she will never, ever, ever appear on this channel where you can hear her voice. That's a promise. Love you all. Catch you all later. Mwah.